Hey everyone, Charab here, and welcome to part 2 of the latest data mine analysis slash breakdown slash first impressions thingy-majingy. I kind of like that intro actually. Anyway, so in this video we're covering Bea and Sirfetch'd. I don't know if it's Bea or B, but I think Bea sounds a lot better than B. Anyway, yeah, that's how I'd pronounce it. Anyway, she comes on May 15th. And she is our best fighting type sync pair so far in the game. And that's quite a bold statement because Wally is extremely good, but Bea, I honestly, I think she pretty much blows him out of the water. I don't really see any upside that Wally has other than the fact that he's primarily a special striker, but also physical. So I don't know. Anyway, let's just get right into Bea because she's a super exciting unit and, in my opinion, the best unit that is coming out in this data mine. She's a fighting type striker with a psychic type weakness. Team skills are fighting, Galar, obviously, gym leader, bodybuilder, and sweet tooth. Off the top of my head, there aren't really any sync pairs that pair superbly well with her since she's fairly self-sufficient. But that just means that it's much easier to slot her into a dual striker team, or if at most we'll just need one support to just top off the things that she can't really get herself without it being a bad investment. So let's just have a quick look at her passive skills. Right off the bat we see some really great things that basically any striker would kill to have. Sharp entry 2, you get immediate +2 crit when you enter the battle, so that's superb. No need to boost up your crit because she also gets sharp entry 1 on her sync grid, which is, let me just see, right over here. Yeah, there you go. So that, if you pick that node up, you basically have max crit right away, which would also obviously be fantastic in a format like Battle Villa because you will just you'll be doing an extra 50% damage, but that gets boosted even more because she has an innate critical strike 3, which powers up her at the main attack and her sync move, so that it's a superb one. Obviously every basically 99% of strikers run critical strike 3 unless it's something that needs something else like Caxorus or Skeptile or something. But there's an argument to be made for critical strike to Skeptile anyway, but that's often a tangent already. Anyway, third passive is completely useless. Steady aim, critical hit rate can't be lowered. This is only going to be useful if you face something that has haze or snatch, and that's extremely rare. And why would Bea be targeted anyway by snatch anyway? You're not tanking with her. Speaking of tanking with her, let's have a look at her stats. 613 HP, that's decent. It's decent to good, I'd say. 370 attack, which is brilliant. No complaints there. 410 at 20 out of 20. Then she's got pretty, not the worst in the world defenses, but you're going to be able to take a hit at most probably with this irrelevant special attack, and speed is okay. It's below average, let's be real, but it's not the biggest deal in the world since Bea is going to be trying to max her speed anyway. Her team comps that she's going to be on are going to probably be maxing the speed of the team as well. And let's just have a look at Meteor Assault, which is a 4-gauge move, but because of a node on her sync grid, it's essentially a 3-gauge move. So massive base power, 192 at 5 out of 5, so pretty normal for a 4-gauge move. Obviously isn't as strong as something like Hyper Beam, which gets the normal type boost, except we don't even have a normal type Hyper Beam because all Hyper Beam users have a type shift passive, but regardless. Meteor, so it's our first fighting type 4-gauge move, and it's just brilliant. No downsides, super base power, probably pretty comparable power to a ramming speed boosted focus blast from Wally, to be honest. Yeah, just due to the fact that that costs a lot of gauges. Then we've got, for her buffing moves, this is a really cool unit because she only has, for her attack, she only has one move, and it's the only one that you're going to need anyway. It's the one you're going to be using all the time. So she doesn't mess around with a stupid like low gauge move that she's never going to be using anyway, like I don't know, karate chop or low kick or something like that. Although I'm not even sure if Sirfetch'd learns either of those. Oh yeah, I don't think we even mentioned that it's Bea and Sirfetch'd, but I guess you pretty much already figured that out from the image here. Yeah. Anyway, Sirfetch'd, amazing Pokemon. God, I love the duck. Farfetch'd finally got what he deserved. Just look at it. He's a Lancer. He's a Lancer with like the shield and the leak lance. Like it's, oh my god, it's so amazing. Anyway, enough gushing. I just really love this unit. We have both X attack and X speed. Kind of interesting. On the surface, it looks like Bea is going to be taking ages to buff up because she's got like needs to use her trainer move twice. She needs to use it X attack twice, X speed twice, but it's actually not really the case. You're just like one of these at least is going to be a dead slot, or you're just going to not be using it at all based off your team comp, because you do obviously want to run a support to top her off a little bit. Basically, we all know what X attack and X speed do. Hold strong is basically X defense, but except it also raises the user's evasiveness and makes you gradually heal yourself with 2 uses. Honestly, I don't really see myself using this at all. Like, I'd probably want to be pairing Bea up with Skyla, and Skyla obviously can give you defense and give you speed, and if you use a fanfare sync move, fanfare sync tile grid thingy-majing. Anyway, if you use fanfare, you can top off Bea's attack to get from +4 to +6. So, and obviously everyone has like the Skyla EX already, so that would give Bea another support boost. So Bea can just delay her sync move if she wants to, but it's completely unnecessary. If you want, you can definitely sync with Bea first. And another like fantastic partner for Bea here would be the Egg Support Primate, because Egg Support Primate has Dire Hit, which in case you don't take Sharp Entry 1 on her grid, will top off Bea's crit, and then the trainer move, I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me, but basically it raises attack and speed both by 1 stage for the whole team, so that brings Bea straight up to +6 attack and +6 speed, which she definitely wants, because this is our first actually good fighting type sync nuke. Wally has a sync nuke, I guess, but it's Cakewalk. And as I said in the last video, I think Cakewalk is a complete shit sync modifier. It's like you're completely Master Mode, the opponent raises their speed so often, or if for like full force battle, if you want to try and sync nuke against something, either you can't because they're like immune to it, or you end up killing the opponent and then you need to start all over again, and it's just utter crap. But Bea has the opposite of Cakewalk. She has Inertia, and Inertia is easily one of the best modifiers for a sync nuke in the game. But let's I suppose this is the right time then to start talking about her sync grid, because it's really honestly fairly simple. Like what we have here is we've got, well, let's just obviously take the essential nodes first, and then see, we've got Inertia down here, but if you're running her with Skyla, as I probably would recommend if you don't have Egg Primate, and even if you do, if Skyla's probably better. Like, she's just, like, Egg Primate can give the fighting type team skill, but that's not the biggest deal in the world, and Skyla is just such a fantastic unit anyway. Wow, someone very happy outside. Don't know if you caught that. But, yeah. If you do run her with Skyla, I would suggest taking up the Sharp Entry 2, Sharp Entry 1, giving you Sharp Entry 3 essentially, because having max crit is super nice. And then I'd like, since this is a hybrid, this is just like my favorite type of unit. This is a sync nuke that can do massive damage in between syncs, and those units I think are the best defensive type units in the game. Obviously like Charizard or Myena, stuff like that. They're just fantastic, both sync nuke wise and between sync move damage wise. I'd then therefore take some sync move nodes. Meteor Assault Critical Charge 9. Charges use move gauge 1/1 when the user lands a critical hit. You're always going to be landing a critical hit if you're at max crit. And yeah, it's basically a move gauge refresh that is always going to activate for Meteor Assault. So that's brilliant. Then we just take up this, since we're up here anyway. Do not bother with this at all. It's super expensive, and it's only a 20% chance to charge your move gauge. So like I mean, you can if you want, but like, why? If you run it with Skyla, your whole team's speed is maxed anyway, and even if you don't run it with Skyla, Bea's speed is maxed anyway, so it should be fine. I don't really think you need to take this at all. You got 17 energy left. Oh, right, I forgot that you can't see that, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'll let you know when the energy is out. And then I just basically pick up inertia here. Now you're left with 1 energy, and it's super like simple grid. You got 8 Meteor Assault power-ups, taking you from 192 plus 8 to a nice solid 200 base power move. If you add Critical Strike 3 onto that, and if you give her the Critical Strike 2 lucky grid, not lucky grid, lucky skill, you just give her a flat 50% bonus and makes Meteor Assault 300 base power, which is phenomenal. It's like the power of a sync move, and obviously that affects her sync move as well, thanks to inertia. But like alternatives are, if you do take like Egg Primate or something, you can definitely lose the sharp entry here, and maybe just like pick up another sync move power up. Just makes it a little bit stronger. So since obviously if you're syncing with Bea, you probably want to be 6-star EXing her as well, since like you'll probably clear any fighting type weak stage with, like, this is the first unit with 6 sync move power ups that has a node that doubles sync move damage, which is like, I think the only other ones we've had are N, who admittedly does benefit from electric terrain and has static shock 3, so that's like an 80% buff. Then we've got Lance, who has no other buffs at all. And is there another one? I think there is, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. But yeah, like, otherwise an alternative could definitely be just to take... can you actually even take more sync move power-ups? Let's just see. This is probably the cheapest way. You're kind of forced to take one of these. This is obviously far, far better than this. You definitely still want inertia. Yeah, this is cheaper than that. No, you can't pick them all up together with inertia, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, just take something like this if you want to run a hybrid. Like, I don't think you should take anything down here. These are way too far out of the way. They're surrounded by stuff that is completely useless, and soften up is nice, but like, you already have the 80% chance to land the crit on your sync, and this costs 10 energy, and you're sacrificing way too many super important nodes in order to pick it up. So I'd stay well clear from this bottom quadrant of the sync grid, and just stick to like picking up inertia and the sync move power ups, and a couple of Meteor Assault, since they're like, they don't give a big buff, but there's not much else really that's useful to take there. But yeah, I think the fact that we finally have a fighting type 5-star sync pair that isn't a mega evolution, and thus doesn't have the gimped mega evolution damage on their sync move, with the doubled sync move damage buff thanks to inertia, it's clearly our best fighting type sync pair. Wally, like, it doesn't invalidate Wally. You can easily, although I think, no, I wouldn't say you should run them both together, since Wally is a special striker, but he really needs special attacking support in order to buff up his special attack, and he also wants to sync in order to actually get like his good passives and the power boost and stuff. And if Wally's syncing, then Bea's not syncing, and you want to sync with Bea because her sync move is way stronger. So I think maybe you should, like, if you want to run a double fighting kind of team with Bea, you should probably just like run Lucario, since Lucario is also physical, and like, let's just like take an example look of a grid that I might run with Bea. Yeah, just like perfectly normal Lucario. You can run this with Fanfare, like this Fanfare, Skyla, and Bea would be a fantastic fighting type team. Close combat stats qual, obviously. This is like with a critical strike 2 Lucario in mind, not the Enlightenment 9, which I don't like anymore. And you just like pick up the Berserker 1, which gives you +4 attack on Lucario, just like on Sirfetch'd, and Skylar's Fanfare can top that up with +2. Just a couple of power-up nodes here. Dire Hit MPR2, so that Lucario can get to max crit himself as well, since Skylar obviously doesn't buff crit, but you obviously don't need this if you're running like a triple fighting team with Support Primate. Although it's going to be pretty frail because Support Primate cannot take many hits at all, and so we'll have to very quickly use its buffs and hopefully not die in the meantime, and then you're left with 2 strikers that really aren't particularly bulky either. So it could be a fun meme team having the 3 fighting types there, but actually I kind of want to try that out now that I mention it. But yeah, this is just like a normal Lucario grid. You could easily run power reserves here as well. Just take one of these away, or take one of these away. Like, how much is this even? Oh yeah, see, there you go. Okay, can't pick that up. Yeah, just like take another. Is there another attack node here? No, of course not. 3 is 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just something like this. If you want to run the triple fighting type team, hopefully Lucario would be able to tank something. Or like get to low HP, and then you get the power reserves, blah blah blah. But yeah, obviously they give themselves a massive amount of theme skills. The 2 of them fully maxed out. That's like over +100 attack for both of them. So that's Bea at 510 attack. So that's pretty nifty as well. But yeah, I think Bea is a superb fighting type unit. Easily the best unit of this patch, because she just has no downsides, is the thing. She's super simple, super straightforward. Critical Strike buffs her monstrous Meteor Assault and her worthy foe Meteor Assault sync move. And yeah, basically, Bea is Bea. That was terrible. Please forgive me for that. I will then be covering the next unit will be Rayhan, I think, in these breakdown videos. And yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers.